Party chief calls for contributions by intellectuals and artists in the new era. And Vietnam's digital transformation leaps into future. Hello and welcome to today's headlines. You are tuning in to our newly added daily recap of the most notable developments in Vietnam today. You're with me, VietnamLa, and on the top news of this hour, Party General Secretary To Lam hosted a reception in Ho Chi Minh City on Thursday for former party and state leaders, veteran officials, and notable intellectuals, scientists, and artists from southern provinces and cities. More to follow.
Party General Secretary To Lam acknowledged the contributions of former leaders, intellectuals, scientists, and artists to Vietnam's 2024 achievements. He emphasized that 2025 marks the start of a new era, with the priority being meeting the 2030 strategic goals for a modern, upper-middle-income nation. By 2045, Vietnam aims to be a developed, high-income country. The leader stressed the importance of political unity, public support, and scientific development, noting that Politburo Resolution 57 would help achieve these goals.
The government will develop an action program, the National Assembly will develop a plan to implement the resolution, and a national conference will be held. It's exciting to see the strong support from ministries, agencies, and intellectuals for the resolution.
The Party General Secretary hoped artists would contribute to the country's strategic goals, create meaningful works, uphold the values of truth, goodness, and beauty, and serve the people and the party's revolutionary cause.
The party will adopt a cultural and artistic development resolution and a national literature and arts strategy in the new era. The National Assembly, government, and relevant agencies will address legal, policy, and financial barriers, providing resources and space for artistic freedom while countering deviant ideologies.
The party leader called for continued support and contributions from former leaders, intellectuals, scientists, and artists who are sources of inspiration and strength for the country's development.
On Thursday afternoon, State President Nguyen Phu Trong participated in various social welfare activities in Sinh Ho District, organized by the Border Guards and Lai Châu Province authorities. The state leader praised the efforts of the Border Guards and local authorities in organizing such meaningful events. He presented breeding cattle to poor households, visited zero-dome stalls, providing essential items to residents, and celebrated with the local community through cultural activities reflecting the unique traditions of the ethnic groups. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and Laotian Prime Minister Son Say Siphandon co-chaired the 47th Vietnam-Laos Intergovernmental Committee for a bilateral cooperation meeting on Thursday in Vientiane, Laos.
Cooperation between the two countries in 2024 showed significant progress, particularly in the economic, trade, and investment sectors. Vietnam's registered investment capital in Laos has reached approximately 5.7 billion USD. In comparison, bilateral trade turnover hit 2.2 billion USD, a nearly 34% increase. Entering 2025, both sides have agreed to continue implementing high-level agreements and cooperation pacts effectively.
Also, on Thursday, the Prime Ministers co-chaired the Vietnam-Laos Investment Cooperation Conference. They witnessed the presentation of investment certificates and cooperation agreements between agencies and businesses from both countries. Notably, the Lao Ministry of Planning and Investment granted the Vietnam National Chemical Group a construction permit for a 522 million USD mining and potassium salt processing project. Additionally, Vietnam Airlines and Lao Airlines signed a memorandum of understanding on providing technical services and cargo transportation, marking the beginning of a new phase of extensive strategic cooperation between the two sides.
On Thursday afternoon, National Assembly Chair Chen Thanh-Mẫn met with the Chinese and Cuban ambassadors, paying a courtesy visit at the start of their diplomatic tenure in Vietnam. During their conversations, the National Assembly Chair expressed confidence that over their terms, the cooperative relations between Vietnam and China and Vietnam and Cuba would continue to strengthen across all sectors. Through the Chinese ambassadors, he extended an invitation to the chair of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, Zhao Liji, to make an official visit to Vietnam and co-chair the first session of the Cooperation Committee between the Vietnamese National Assembly and China's National People's Congress. In discussion with the Cuban ambassador, he highlighted that both countries had agreed to host the second Vietnam-Cuba Inter-Parliamentary Cooperation Committee in Vietnam this year, marking the Vietnam-Cuba Friendship Year. Coming up next on today's headlines, banks hike interest rates at the start of the year. And later on, Vietnam's digital transformation leaps into future. Within days of 2025 arriving, several banks raised their interest rates. Most notably, several banks have increased short-term deposit rates for terms under 6 months, with rates now ranging from 7% to 9.5%. However, to access these higher rates, customers must meet certain conditions, such as maintaining a balance above the bank's minimum deposit requirements. For longer-term deposits, interest rates above 6% per year are now being offered by many banks with no minimum deposit conditions. Entering 2025, Vietnam is gearing up for economic development by achieving important digital transformation goals. According to Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, digital transformation is vital to keeping pace with developed nations and is also a top priority for Vietnam's rapid and sustainable development. Therefore, Resolution 57 prioritizes unlocking the potential of data and putting data science to work in building a big data system as the foundation of the country's digital transformation.
As more localities connect to the National Population Database, an increasing number of citizens can now register births, permanent residence, and health insurance in only 30 minutes.
Now, everything can be done at the local People's Committee, which I find more convenient and time-saving.
The National Population Database gathers basic information about all Vietnamese citizens. Therefore, the system will underpin the Vietnamese government's ability to accelerate digital transformation with innovative governance.
VNeID allows the integration of all citizens' personal documents on a digital platform. People can use this app to access online public services.
Vietnam is aiming to build a data center to facilitate digital data storage. Data transformation is a critical process that refines and converts raw data into a usable format. Therefore, the government has prioritized the development of digital technologies such as the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence.
The Vietnamese government should develop a plan for national data development, including data processing, storage, and utilization.
Resolution 57 prioritizes the development of digital data interconnection and data sharing and the establishment of an international data exchange system. As data sovereignty is crucial for national security, Vietnam should build a sustainable cybersecurity industry.
Vietnam plans to develop a data economy, including a data marketplace and exchange platforms. In addition to building data storage centers and strengthening its cybersecurity, Vietnam has implemented strategies to develop AI based on big data to facilitate digital transformation in key industries.
This morning, Vietnam's determination to promote gender equality and address gender-based violence was reaffirmed with the opening of another one-stop service center, Anh Xuân House, in the northern province of Hòa Bình. Jointly supported by the Ministry of Labor, Invalids and Social Affairs, the United Nations Population Fund in Vietnam, the Provincial People's Committee, and other international organizations, Anh Xuân House provides essential, comprehensive, and integrated services to women and girls who experience or are at risk of gender-based or domestic violence. As with all one-stop service centers, Anh Dưng House is accessible for those living with disabilities and will assist local ethnic communities. This weekend, more than 3,000 Vietnam Trail Marathon athletes from 42 countries will compete on the beautiful trails of Mộc Châu, Sơn La. The athletes will contest 3 distant races, 70, 42, and 21 kilometers. The finish line for all routes in the heart-shaped T Hill in Mộc Châu Farm. The selected routes are among the most popular in Mộc Châu, all boasting beautiful natural scenery. And up next, let's have a look at the weather forecast. And that is all for today's headlines. To rewatch our program, you can tune in to our YouTube channel or download a mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.